1988, a massive series of wildfires
the northeast corner of Yellowstone National Park today and prompted the evacuation of Cook City and Silver Lake.
We looked at it and
images of a once-in-a-lifetime vacation.
much greater than 50-50
To see
chance of
world
reaching
famous
down.
the people of the areas we serve. The Yellowstone experience is much more than multiple.
Yellowstone National Park draws millions of visitors each year with its steaming geysers, roaming bison, and endless forests. But in the summer of 1988, a series of small blazes combined into a wildfire event so massive that it changed the park's landscape and its policies forever. To this day, the fires of 1988 stand out as one of the most dramatic chapters in Yellowstone's history, reminding us that while these wild spaces are beautiful, they can also be fiercely unpredictable. That year, an unusually dry spring led to parched grasslands and brittle pine needles scattered across the forest floor. Lightning strikes in late June sparked tiny fires that initially seemed like no big deal. After all, fire is a natural part of the ecosystem. At the time, park management embraced a let-burn policy, allowing small, naturally caused fires to run their course. But soon, a perfect storm of gusty winds and record-low moisture turned those minor flames into a growing menace. By mid-July, patches of smoke dotting the horizon morphed into towering columns of ash that darkened the sky. As the fires spread, debates flared alongside them. Some insisted the park should call in heavy-handed suppression measures immediately, while others believed nature needed to follow its cycle. The National Park Service, strapped for resources and torn by conflicting opinions, gradually realized this wasn't an average fire season. Dry lightning ignited new blazes day after day, and firefighting crews from all over the country converged on Yellowstone, setting up makeshift camps and rolling out hoses and aircraft to battle the flames. Helicopters dropping water buckets became a daily spectacle. For travelers passing through, Yellowstone's signature vistas were veiled in dense smoke. Towering lodgepole pines crackled and lit up at the treetops. Many visitors were awestruck, some describing it as witnessing nature's raw power in real time. Yet many local businesses feared the spectacle would drive tourists away. Temporary road closures and intense media coverage highlighted the devastation. Some headlines even questioned whether Yellowstone could ever recover. But beneath the charred landscape, the park's ecology was quietly preparing for renewal. It's worth noting that such intense, widespread fires are uncommon. Yellowstone has seen fire cycles for thousands of years, but 1988 was an extreme case fueled by a rare confluence of weather patterns. The event revealed both the resilience and vulnerability of the park's ecosystems. Firefighters eventually contained the worst of the blazes by September. Amazingly, not a single human life was lost directly to the flames, though many animals were displaced and the forests around them forever changed. Still, as soon as rains and even early snowfall arrived, fresh grasses and wildflowers began sprouting in the blackened soil, demonstrating how forests regenerate after a burn. Over time, public opinion shifted. Scientists who studied the aftermath saw how new habitats for certain species were created, and seeds that rely on fire to open thrived in the scorched earth. Meanwhile, the National Park Service refined its fire management tactics. Officials learned hard lessons about distinguishing beneficial natural fires from those that threatened visitor safety or park infrastructure. The 1988 fires ultimately ushered in an era of more nuanced firefighting strategies, balancing ecological needs with practical safeguards. For anyone planning to visit Yellowstone, it remains a spectacular destination. From Old Faithful's eruptions to the colorful layers of Grand Prismatic Spring, the park's iconic wonders endured, and in many places now stand side by side with young pine groves that sprouted after the flames. if you do come, stay informed. Fire restrictions can still change rapidly with weather patterns, and it never hurts to talk to rangers about current conditions. Basic steps like obeying campfire regulations, disposing of ashes properly, or skipping a fire altogether in extreme dryness can make a big difference. Let me know what part of this story surprised you most. Did you realize how massive those 1988 fires really were, or that nature could bounce back so quickly? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to delve deeper into more park stories, both dramatic and uplifting, make sure to subscribe. There's so much more to uncover about the forces that shape these wild places. Looking back at 1988, Yellowstone's Summer of Fire reminds us that national parks are more than scenic getaways. They're living, breathing landscapes shaped by cycles of life, death, and rebirth. As intense as the flames were, the park's resilience is what lingers in the memory of those who witnessed it, and in the fresh, new growth that still whispers of what happened that extraordinary summer.